Back underway here in the second half. People are so excited to get this game underway that we're just going to start it a little early, cut halftime a little short. Both teams wanting to keep playing here as we are underway in the second half. FC Dallas and Villarreal, a 1-1 game through 45 minutes. One change for Villarreal as Jose Luis Blanco comes out for Diego Collado. Another center forward coming on along the front line for Villarreal. And he's quickly on the ball, working his way right at the FC Dallas back line. Judson Burns able to break it up there. And John, as we were taking that last break, we looked down on the bench, and for the FC Dallas side, you know, you can take the coach out of the academy, but you can't take the academy out of the coach. Lucci Gonzalez and Peter Lucine down there giving some instructions from outside the technical area to some of the players as they were making their way onto the field. Really engaged coaches there, both from the academy, as Judson Burns will clear a dangerous ball through the 18 away from danger.
Absolutely. It's, you know, they're going to let the coaches do their job, but I think it's, you know, all the academy guys know those coaches, and when you know the big man is watching, I think it adds a little bit of extra oomph as well. We talk about the desire to get that contract. Some of these guys not yet on homegrown deals, looking to get that first team opportunity. You know, there's no better symbol of the possibility of that happening than the first team coach being down on the bench saying, hey, go get him.
And something that FC Dallas is accustomed to is Collodi punches a ball away. It falls in the 18. Still sitting there dangerously. Etienne doing a nice job to block out the ball, and FC Dallas able to clear. Looking, at least in thought, on the far side of the field for Joel Bustamante, but easily handled by Javier Sendon. Chuy Vera telling some of our folks down on the sideline that he wants his team to press a little higher here in the second half, really apply that pressure to Villarreal, something that Villarreal was able to do to his own side, especially early on in the first half of that one, as Collado working his way, pressured there by Judson Burns, and quickly the impact right off the bench. The 19-year-old on the ball a couple times here early and showcasing some speed and some size up there at that center forward position.
Some freshness as well, right? Fresh legs come in, make an immediate impact. So you can get that first taste, mix it up a little bit. I'm not surprised that Chuy says he's looking for a little bit more of a press, a little bit more aggression. We talked about that sort of line of contention in the first half. FC Dallas wasn't quite getting deep enough in a lot of the attacks, making some progress, but not enough. If you can win the ball back right by the goal, obviously you're right there in business. So that'll be something to keep an eye on for sure as the half progresses.
Carlo Garcia will give it a go from distance. That's high and wide. A little further under that ball than I think he would have preferred.
I wouldn't be surprised, Carter, to see Villarreal keep shooting. You know, we talked about Collodi and some of the bobbles that he had in the first half. I wouldn't be surprised if one of the instructions from Tena during the half was have a go. We saw, you know, I made a joke about that almost empty netter attempt that was way off the mark, but I don't think the coach is going to have a problem with that. If you can put more shots on the goalkeeper, potentially force an error, I think that's, you know, the more the better in some ways for Villarreal. They didn't have a super high volume of shots, certainly didn't have a lot of shots on goal during the first half, so I think they'll be looking to do that more in this half, maybe take a few efforts from long range, and certainly with the addition of Collado, I think probably also trying to just make some more chances, make some more stuff happen, and you already see him trying to put some pressure on here and win that ball back.
Tessman with it in the midfield. Pass a little out of range of Hernandez, and Villarreal quickly back on it. There's Collado out. No, rather that's Jorge Galdon with his second of the match. A broken pass in the midfield from Tanner Tessman quickly turns into a chance for Villarreal, and just like that, they're up 2-1, striking quicker in the second half than they did in the first.
And that early goal again, the response. What was Villarreal's response to scoring? What was getting scored against? What was their response to coming out back level at the half? It was to put pressure on. It was to make a change. It was to look for those shots that I mentioned. They get possession back, create a chance, Not an amazing one necessarily, but a great finish. And it gets finished off. Galdon again finding the back of the net early, and now once again, FC Dallas has to respond. That wasn't the thing that Vera was looking for at all. You didn't want that early goal yet again. They're going to have to figure it out now, solve those problems that have now come up, and again, respond from down.
A beautiful low-angle shot there from Galdon, right past Collodi. We were just talking about the FC Dallas goalkeeper and how you wanted Villareal to keep shooting, and they listened right away. You should be down there on the sidelines, John.
I didn't say that's what I wanted necessarily. I said that's what I think the manager for Villarreal will want. And look,
great minds think alike.
And not at all on the goalkeeper there. It's a point-blank shot. Really good finish. You can't let those opportunities happen. FC Dallas was looking to move into the attacking phase. The transition wasn't quick enough. Villarreal was quick on the transition. They end up with the ball in the back of the net and the 2-1 lead.
That's cleared there by Nathan Toledo. In the 52nd minute from the Cotton Bowl, Carter Baum alongside John Arnold, bringing you coverage of this first match.
Villarreal moving around the back here, looking for one more. They're not done yet. Ball comes up to Nino. He's offside. The referee's flag up. FC Dallas will take it quickly and work out of the back. Sticking with that strategy, sticking with that style that they want to impose, Carter, despite the fact that they're now needing a response. They're now a goal down. See Etienne get chopped down there. Referee blows his whistle again, and he's going to bring out the second yellow card of the match for Villarreal. It's Vena who gets his name in the referee's book.
He did the quick point of you had one there, you had one there, you had one there. Look, persistent infringement's going to catch up to you.
And something we might not see enough at the professional level, the top level, first team level, is those persistent infringements. Referee doing a good job of keeping track there. FC Dallas trying a ball over the top, and there is always the question of when do you need to try a few different things? Maybe play a little bit more route one, maybe play a few more balls over the top. FC Dallas trailing here and trying a different idea. It didn't work out that time, but we'll have to see if they work a little bit more of that in the second half as well. Goal kick bouncing around here, controlled by Hernandez. It's going to go all the way back to Collodi. Boots it long as well, looking for Bustamante, but he can't keep it in. That'll be out for an FC Dallas throw, actually, off the Villarreal player. FC Dallas back into its attacking half. That's Almaguer who hits the ground there. Referee says no foul. Yellow Submarine off and running. Vena chipping forward. Collodi off his line there to snag the ball, make sure there's no danger, and he wants to get it back in play quickly. Talked about the high press that FC Dallas wants to run. Villarreal showing some pressure here too. Burns with the feet of his ball and now with some space. Ball at his feet, rather. It's Thomas Roberts jumping on and he's in possession now. Let's see what the Arkansas native can do. Moves past one. Tries to bring Bustamante into the play. Well, he's just going to run it down himself. Did it stay in? Referee says yes, no. Whistle blows. That's going to be the throw in for the Spaniards.
Quick little show of skill to look for the overlap, and then when Bustamante's not making the run, say, all right, I'll go get it myself.
Yeah, if you're not on the same page as me, I'll be on my own page. It's not going to be a long-term strategy that FC Dallas wants to deploy, but again, a good bit of skill there from Thomas Roberts. Signed to the first team. You mentioned available for the FC Dallas first team last night in that victory over the Portland Timbers, but didn't get into the action. Getting a run in today.
It'll be interesting to see how his use in this tournament goes along throughout the week, because FC Dallas has another match on Saturday next week in Atlanta. Thomas Roberts has been part of the 18 for a couple weeks now, and you know you want to have him fresh and healthy if you want him on your bench if you're Luchi Gonzalez. So there might be a time here in Dallas Cup where his minutes start to get pulled back just a little bit and his priorities shift elsewhere.
Talk about trying to do it alone there. Villarreal's number 10, Alejandro Vena. He's saying, I got a yellow card for persistent infringement. Where's the yellow card for FC Dallas? But No booking here, just a foul for Villarreal, and they'll have possession around midfield. Talked about the changes that the visiting team made, bringing in Collado and having an immediate impact. This is Nino. Gets the ball out wide. Roberts now on it at FC Dallas. Has an opportunity to counter. It's Roberts in the driver's seat. He gets pulled back by Ivan Morante. Wouldn't be surprised if we see the referee go to his book here again with the yellow card, and sure enough, a Spanish international at the youth level going to go into the book. Looks like we're about to get another change from FC Dallas manager Chuy Vera. It's Benny Redzik set to come into the match. We'll see if he comes in before or after this free kick. Thomas Roberts tying his shoes. A few other players making some necessary adjustments. Villarreal up 2-1. Early goal in each half has the Yellow Submarine ahead. That goal from FC Dallas midfielder Tanner Tessman equalized things just before the halftime break. But 2 goals from Jorge Galon of the Spanish side has Villarreal leading in this Dallas Cup Super Group match. Opening game of this fantastic tournament. Beautiful day for football after a disgusting day for football yesterday.
Disgusting day for anything yesterday.
I did not enjoy being outside at all.
You mentioned Benny Redzik coming in. Another one of those players who's eligible for the U17s, playing up, and really a bright, creative player for this FC Dallas team, someone that the organization is pretty high on going into the next couple years. He's someone who has a European passport, and as a young player, he has a quicker opportunity to go overseas, so it's potentially an opportunity that FC Dallas has to act on sooner rather than later if they want to keep a bright young prospect in their system.
We've seen other guys with European passports elect to make that swap throughout MLS, some FC Dallas situation as well, but MLS homegrowns, a lot of those players, certainly plenty for FC Dallas, have found it to be beneficial to sign for FCD for a few as well. Looks like it might be, it's Bustamante coming off. And Benny Redzik, who we were just chatting about, coming in. Decent day for Bustamante. Had a few opportunities down the wing, but he's going to have a fresher body come in and look to find that equalizer for FCD. See Tessman send him back a little bit deeper. We'll have to see exactly what the offensive alignment Vera wants will be. Right now it's the Yellow Submarine on the attack. A couple red shirts converge and win back possession. That's exactly what the manager wants to see. And now FC Dallas off and running. Misplaced pass there, but Thomas Roberts going to try and run it down. He takes a hard collision. The referee's going to blow the foul against him, it looks like. First we'll see if he's going to get some medical attention. The trainers are out.
That's a classic wind knocked out of you collision. Got the shoulder right into the center of his chest, and he's obviously in some discomfort down on the field right now.
Nothing malicious in that. Baina's already on a yellow card, but both were looking for it. And after the referee's initial signal, looks like he is going to blow the foul for FC Dallas. The Texas team will be in possession of the ball once Roberts is back. Obviously, the chief concern is his health right now. Tough collision, and one that we've seen players shy away from, not Roberts.
Shown a lot of character in some of his first MLS appearances, not shy of the opportunity or the stage. His first minutes as a player, he comes off the bench. A nice job drawing 2 defenders to him and getting an assist on just the opening minutes of his action. Really showing the confidence of a young 17-year-old.
Handshake there between the 2 players. As I mentioned, nothing malicious there. Just 2 players going all out for the ball. See if Roberts is able to continue or if Vera's going to have to make his 3rd change of the match. 2nd change of the match even. That ball over the top. No danger there. Sendon is alert. Hasn't had too much to do today. Had to pick the ball out of the back of his net once after that Tessman goal. Just had to stop a couple free kicks. Overall, a pretty relaxed day for the Spaniard. Villarreal in the box now, but well defended. Toledo sells out for that one, but can't take the possession off. Cross comes into the box now. It's deflected by Etienne, but still with Villarreal. They're going to try it one more time, and again out by FC Dallas. Ball at the feet of Tessman.
Another time where an FC Dallas pass is behind the player it's intended for, really causing some issues in the midfield.
Man, it looks like he's feeling a little bit more comfortable now, a little bit more confident. Moves it along here. Now out there on the wing. It says made us up from left back. He puts in the cross, but that's deflected by the FC Dallas center back as well. FC Dallas going to try and get an attacking opportunity. Pressure applied. Nothing there. That's Thomas Roberts putting the pressure on. He's back on the field, feeling comfortable after that collision. We'll keep an eye on him, but it looks like he's back to his old self. As he thinks about a long run there and asking for the ball over the top, but ends up getting checked back as FC Dallas recirculates. Naguer to Tessman. It's Luis Hernandez on the ball now. And now Judson Burns looking up the wing. That one's picked off. But ends up back at the feet again of Almaguer. Roberts has one more option on the right side. He's going to go it alone for now. Comes back out. Nobody home. He's going to have to keep the ball at his feet, which he does excellently. Two defenders on him. He finds Etienne and plays a 1-2 with him. Etienne now in. Cross shot. And it's right at the goalkeeper. And Sendon is there to make the save.
First touch for Redzik, and he's going to want a better one than that. If it was a second or third, maybe a better effort on goal, but fresh into the match. Got a foot on it, but kind of lofted into the air and easy for Sendon.
Now it's a foot race, a collision there. The referee blows the whistle. That's going to come back. Collado, the first change off the Villarreal bench. Wouldn't mind getting in a foot race, I'm sure. We've seen his size and speed and the freshness that he has off the bench. Only been in the match for around 20 minutes now as we enter the 63rd minute. Villarreal with the 2-1 lead here on FC Dallas in the first game of the 2019 Dallas Cup Supergroup. Roberts wants to move quickly. Going to advance up the field a bit with a throw-in. We've seen Etienne take these long, but wonder if he wants to keep it on the ground here and keep possession. Well, they're sending some guys into the box. He's taken a few steps back. Looks like Valdo Etienne is going to toss it into the box. Villarreal have to deal with it and do, and they could be on the counter here. It's Galdon, the 2-goal scorer. Moves it to the substitute Collado. Now it's Fernando Nino. A nice ball over the top, and there's space on the wing. Cross comes in, but it's dealt with by Judson Burns. Redzik with the ball at his feet. A little more comfortable now that he's been in the game for a few minutes. And FC Dallas has cleared the danger. Now it's Gomez looking to create some danger of his own. The ball falls to Tessman. He's going to try it over the top as well. And you wonder if Chuy Vera, despite the fact that he wants his team to put more pressure and win more balls, you wonder if he also wants them to keep the ball at the feet a little bit more. We talked about the response that FC Dallas needs for after giving up that early goal here in the second half. Maybe it was a little stronger in the first half. We'll see if they can put something together here. Battle for possession right at the center stripe. Finally, Villarreal center back, he's shrugging his shoulders. I don't know what I was supposed to do there. It was actually Nino, the forward back, clearing it out for an FCD throw. It does look like Vera's going to head back to his bench here shortly. I think we're going to see Gibran Rayo check into the game. We'll see who he comes in for, but first, FC Dallas with an opportunity here. It's Tessman, the goal scorer, on the right wing. He's got his head up, looking to play in a teammate. He's at the corner, moving toward the D there at the top of the box. Finally gets some help from Hernandez. There's Roberts. Etienne, the right back up, joining the attack. He's going to take his man on one-on-one. He beats him, gets in a long cross, too long for anyone, except for Bonilla, his fullback counterpart, to run it down. Now he's one-on-one. Moves it to the substitute, Rezic. Ball to Almaguer. At the top of the box, it's Tessman. Oh, he wanted the shot but couldn't do anything to it. Good feet there by Villarreal to knock that away from him before he had the opportunity to have a look at goal. Bonilla again. One-on-one with Gallon. Gets past him and gets to the corner. Looking for Thomas Roberts, but the pass is picked off. And it's the Yellow Submarine back in possession. Here comes Gallo looking to cross the center stripe, but he's bothered by Etienne. Can't make it across midfield. They're going to come back. There's that press that we're talking about from FC Dallas, looking to win the ball. This one's going to go to the goalkeeper. He obviously can't deal with it with his hands. Good job by the FC Dallas defense there to get out of danger. And now there's an opportunity here on the left-hand side as Bonilla enters the attack. Bonilla. He's got someone to play with. It's Redzic, but he can't get into the box. FC Dallas still in possession. Villarreal sitting back much more now. Certainly looking for those counters when they can. They've got that 2-1 lead that they're looking to protect. Seen them play a little bit more of a conservative brand of football than they showed in the first few minutes of each half. FC Dallas looking to break through these two lines of four that Villarreal have sitting behind the ball. If there's anyone who can do it, it's probably Thomas Roberts, the man on the ball right now. Scoops it up to Etienne. He's back in. Wants the ball back from his fullback instead of cross attempted. And actually deflected off the crosser himself. It's going to be out for a Villarreal throw. Couple changes here. Villarreal is going to make their second switch of the match. It's Javier Comeras coming in, the 19-year-old midfielder. And he's going to enter for Jorge Gallon. Oh, fantastic performance from Gallon. 2 goals, and 1 in each half. The difference right now for Villarreal, both neat finishes. You can't really ask much more from Gallon. A really good performance from him.
And really setting the pace at the start of each half, really capitalizing on Villarreal's possession to open up the first half, and then really making a statement here at the start of the second half, just minutes in, kind of taking what was a 1-1 game, what FC Dallas thought would be a good opportunity to fight for points later in this one, and taking control early. You mentioned 2 really good shots, and didn't see a whole lot from him other than the 2 goals, but if you can make it count like that, it doesn't really matter.
And the fact that he's coming out, no way an indication necessarily that his tournament's anywhere near done. You mentioned the grueling nature of this 3 games in a week, and then the final and everything. So
both of these teams back in action tomorrow. So
we're certainly going to see him, I think, probably during the rest of the tournament. He's going to rest here for the final 25 minutes after a day that he'll be thrilled with.
And it's an interesting conundrum for all these coaches as they come into a tournament like this. You know, you have such young players that, yes, have great energy and can perhaps play more than a veteran professional in terms of going back-to-back like this, but you have 3 games in 4 days during this group stage. We've already talked about the importance of every single game within this. How do you manage that roster? How do you really work this team and kind of start pulling some guys out, even though they might not be showing any wear and tear here, but preparing them for a later on match?
And challenge for the coaching staff, but also for the trainers who do such a fantastic job keeping all these players fresh. Here's Etienne. He's wandered into the middle of the field. Fullback comes back and finds Tessman. He's got some space down the right-hand side, but chooses not to use it. FC Dallas is going to play a bit. Again, as I mentioned, Villarreal certainly pressing with those forwards, but other than that, seems pretty happy to sit back with 2 banks of 4 that have proven difficult for FC Dallas to penetrate since they conceded that second goal early in the half.
Gibran Rayo's been sitting over at the 4th official for quite some time. He walked back to the bench and did some more warming up, but he's been there waiting to check into this one for probably 5 minutes now, waiting for the official go-ahead from Chuy Vera.
Those changes can be so critical. Just how they change the complexion of the game, bring in fresh faces, players who have different skills. Nice skill there from Nathan Toledo to get that ball to safety. Here's Thomas Roberts. He's going to switch the field where it's Judson Burns. Center back coming up and finds Bonilla. Bonilla served as an outlet for so many of the FC Dallas attacks today. He'd love to try and start another one that results in the equalizing goal, as FC Dallas has about 20 minutes to find an equalizer, and they hope one more to start this group stage off with a victory. Come from here with Gomez. Ball knocked away, and it's out for a Villarreal throw. We'll see if Rayo actually gets in. Yes. It's finally happening for him.
He's been waiting there for quite some time, and the anticipation to get into a match. Rayo went 45 minutes for North Texas SC last night, coming on as a second-half sub, or rather at halftime coming on as a sub. He's going to replace Thomas Roberts, who we've talked about quite a bit in terms of keeping players fresh. This is maybe someone you're pulling out to have available for another 45 minutes, 50 minutes or so tomorrow if you need him, or potentially, depending how the week shapes out, save him for Wednesday, and whether you have him for the weekend or not remains to be seen.
I'm sure that Luchi Gonzalez and Eric, the North Texas coach, and Chewy, the Dallas Cup coach, then the U19 coach, I know they have a plan, but Roberts comes out, and we'll certainly be seeing him in action in some shape or form in an FC Dallas jersey during the week and perhaps even this weekend. Villarreal with possession now. There's Vena. He's been dangerous today. Very creative player. Also on a yellow card. Feisty as well. He's got the ball at center stripe and tries to direct traffic in front of him. Eventually decides it's best to keep possession and play it back. That possession now lost as Etienne plays it back on his own. Light pressure from Villarreal on the FCD goalkeeper, but Gomez drops in and has it there. He wanted to get it back, but passed just a little too long for him. From Bonilla. FC Dallas now back in the defensive phase. They're going to press. They want to win that ball back, and they create that turnover with the bad pass. Tessman already has one goal to his name. Would love to get another, but that time it's poked away, knocked out of play, and Villarreal says it's their throw, and it is. A good effort there from Danny Pereiro. Looks like the Spaniards are going to make another change here. It's Gonzaga de Lage coming in. Didn't go so well for them in the NCAA tournament, but I'm sorry.
You couldn't help it.
I was going to say, I mean, it was my Texas Tech Red Raiders that knocked him out. I was going to say I'm sure he gets that all the time, but probably not in Spain. Probably not. But
wow.
we'll see if he's able to be elite.
Oh.
In this
See
game.
what you did there.
You're right. I couldn't help myself.
What if you replace his number 8?
Oh.
Oh.
Tessman with a nice, much better than my joke. His skill. With the switch, the long ball looking forward. Unable to find a teammate in a red shirt. And we saw FC Dallas' pressure force a turnover just a couple seconds ago, Carter. They're going to need to keep doing that because Villarreal, they're a talented team with the ball at their feet. They're going to be content to pass around the back and look for opportunities like this, like Vena crossing in, headed away by Judson Burns. Puts his body on the line there and makes sure there's no danger.
Especially sitting here entering the final quarter hour of the match, they're perfectly happy controlling possession, not needing to go forward unless the opportunity is clearly there.
Now Gonzaga is going to get in. He's going to come in for Nino. Good performance from the boy today.
Another bad one.
I didn't know if you'd catch that one. I'm proud.
Piquito Espanol Nino is one of the words I do know.
He certainly doesn't look like a boy. He's got a big body that he was using as that kind of traditional hold-up player. Difficult, but FC Dallas' center backs did a good job keeping him quiet. Won a couple battles with him today. Another player I think we'll be seeing plenty more of this tournament. Into the box it falls to Gonzaga, the substitute. Knocked away and finally cleared out of the box for FC Dallas. Now they got a little bit of an opportunity here. Oh, a shifty move there by Redzik. He tries to play in Gomez. Just not quick enough. He's going to try and put a little bit of pressure on here, but Villarreal thinks they're out of danger.
Maria completely committed to that tackle. It was a heavy one. If he had made contact, it had it gone along the same path, it very easily could have been a card.
That's Baena down now. One more sub here for FC Dallas. It's Luis Hernandez coming out. Chris Fuentes jumping in. He's telling his teammates exactly how they're going to line up. It looks like he's going to join the back line.
Looks like a three-man back line with he on the right side of the center trio and maybe trying to create some more verticality with those outside backs.
Oh, no, yeah, let Bonilla and Etienne get forward a little more. They've been very active in the attack today. A lot of the good opportunities have come from the flanks, from the crosses that they've put in. But now they can get even more forward, have a fewer defensive responsibilities. So we'll see how this swap from Chuivera works out. FC Dallas chasing this game, still down 2-1 as we enter the 77th minute. We're about halfway into it, actually. Looking for the goal that would give them the equalizer. Passes left short, and it's a substitute. Gonzaga on the ball. Plays it into another substitute. Collado. Just keeping the ball at his feet, but that's all he's able to do is FC Dallas clipping at his heels. Back on the right side of the Villarreal attack. Gonzaga slips in. He falls over, but there's nothing there. Referee's not going to be convinced by that. Ball still there for Villarreal. And now it's Colodi out to collect. Good work by Redzik.
Showcasing a lot of speed here and some quick moves. Really nifty, creative player there.
Bonilla and Esmores come together. Bonilla whistled for the infraction. I think that's a battle we're going to see plenty of in this final 10 minutes. Bonilla has been so dangerous getting into the attack for FCD. I haven't seen Esmores troubled too much today. He's been beaten one-on-one just a couple of times, but generally a very solid performance from the 19-year-old left back. Yellow Submarine Carter, as we mentioned, they're happy with this. They'd love to keep the ball around in their own half for the rest of the 10 minutes. Start the Dallas Cup Super Group with 3 points. Call it a day as they prepare for their next contest.
It's about as strong of a performance as you can hope in the opening tournament. It's always tough coming overseas and getting the jet legs kind of shaken out in the first game. They didn't waste any time hitting the ground running in the opening half, hitting the ground running in the second half, and that's the difference right now. FC Dallas has done a nice job of controlling the remaining parts of the half, but Villarreal really just coming out of the gate in each 45 is what stands between them and 3 points right now.
Such a huge advantage. We talk about imposing style of play, but that sort of can go out the window when there's early goals, when there's an advantage, when a response is needed, and that's what Villarreal's been able to do. Bonilla, cross in here, a low header from Vadik there, but it's all good. He clears it out, and he's okay. FC Dallas recirculating, trying to get that ball back into the box, back near goal. They've been good in possession, but they've had trouble sometimes breaking through those 2 lines that Villarreal has set up before. Had trouble sometimes getting as close to the goal as they need to really challenge Sendon. Another ball over the top here. Gomez is going to stick with it. He's not giving up on any ball. Credit to him today. He's been active when he's been in the box. He's caused problems. Maybe not getting the ball to his head or to his feet enough today. Still plenty of time for FC Dallas to find this equalizer. 10 minutes left in this contest. Villarreal up 2-1. Both Villarreal's goals from from Sendon, or excuse me, from Galdon. FC Dallas's goal from Tanner Tessman. Galdon swapped numbers on us, if you're wondering why it was taking me so long to remember his name.
There's not a 21 listed on the official roster sheet, but he's wearing 21 out there.
Bonilla to the man wearing 19 out there. Rayo took him a long time to get into the game. Now he puts in the cross. Floated header to the back post from Alaguer, but unable to put that shot on target. Villarreal's goalkeeper, he's happy to run this ball down. Might take him a good 30 seconds to a minute, Carter, to get this ball back into the box.
Yeah, went way outside there. You got to chase down the ball, and you're tired after a long game. You're not going to want to run back into the 6-yard box, and substitution going to be made. So yeah, just
clock is
take
ticking.
your time, you know.
It's Julian Hinojosa coming in for Etienne. Valo Etienne played most of the game at, well, fullback. Played some at left back, some at right back, and then we saw him play at wing back, so a active day.
Both sides of the field, all lengths of the field.
He's
really nice job. He's someone I personally hadn't seen coming into today's match, and we talked about Kevin Bonilla, and we've seen him, play with North Texas SC, but a really strong day from Etienne on that other side. And part of the strength of having a player that can go deep from a fullback or even a winger position is having an equal threat on the other side to catch a team's attention. If you're a one-sided team, the opposition knows what you're going to do. They know how to shut it down. But if you have that threat on both sides of the field, it's very difficult to control.
Hinojosa, his job will be much more straightforward as he's on the ball now. Make something happen. Create some chances. Don't let anybody get in behind you for what would be a dagger of a third goal for Villarreal. Looking for Bonilla there. That clears his 5'8" frame, unfortunately. Not tall enough to get to that one. 83rd minute here at the Cotton Bowl, the historic Cotton Bowl, as the Dallas Cup gets kicked off for its 40th edition. I wrote in the Dallas Morning News this week that they didn't have a midlife crisis. They're not going out and buying a sports car or anything, but they are going to throw a big celebration. We got the opening ceremonies coming up later this afternoon. Landon Donovan, you might have heard of him, and Luis Hernandez, El Matador, you might have heard of him too. They're going to be taking part in the festivities, as well as a team that's been coming to Dallas Cup for 39 straight years, Carter. That's all but one. If you are struggling with the math, it's 40 years of Dallas Cup. They've been coming for 39. They missed the first one. They heard it was awesome, and they decided to do this the rest of the time. So
better late than never.
Absolutely, yeah. They used to be called Royal Navy. They got another name now that escapes me, but you can read that in the Dallas Morning News.
I hear that author's pretty strong on his coverage of Dallas soccer.
He tries.
This is a moment where if you're Chuy Vera, you would wish you had someone like Ricardo Pepi on your bench. Big center forward just to kind of lob the ball into the box and find it there.
You see Hinojosa is the modification. Out wide, and again, trying to make something happen, an attack over on that far side of your screen. But yeah, not exactly the same kind of player as a Pepe, who you can just get the ball to his feet and watch as he makes something happen. Opportunity now for FC Dallas as Rayo stays in possession, gets past one, dances past two. Now the ball with Redzik. Redzik has Hinojosa on the left side, chips it in, there's no one there. Redzik almost able to run onto that one. Villarreal eventually sees it out. And they're going to make one more modification as they try and batten down the hatches and make sure that they get out of this with a victory.
Grajera.
It is Grajera coming on. Bain comes off. Active game for him. Couple key passes. Also picked up a yellow card. Dangerous player in attacking.
The first yellow card of Dallas Cup 40.
Wow. That's one he won't forget.
Keep that one for the trivia later on at the end of the tournament.
I thought you were going to say he was going to keep the card as a souvenir, and I was like, I don't think it works that way, Carter. But yes.
I think that referee has to hold on to that yellow for the rest of his games this tournament as well.
He probably needs that. Villarreal in possession here. FC Dallas trying to win it back, trailing by a goal with about 5 minutes left to play, plus whatever we get added in stoppage. Hinojosa on the far side plays with Almaguer. He ends up still in possession. Hinojosa has some time to keep the ball at his feet, ends up winning the throw. He's going to want to get this ball in quickly and does so to Redzik. We're going to see a repeat of that play, although this time it's Almaguer with the ball in his hands. Not panic time for FC Dallas, and you can see, despite the young age of these players, they've been in these situations before. There is urgency, but they're keeping their cool. Bonilla loses the ball, and pressure being applied from Gomez. He's been doing that all game, despite the fact that he's been out there running for 87 minutes. He wants to get on the end of that ball and poke it into the net. Find the point for FC Dallas that would be a satisfactory, if not the result that they wanted going into this.
Well, it changes the whole complexion of the tournament. If you can get a point out of this game, you still have a strong chance if you go out and win your next 2 games in the group stage. But if you come out with 0 points in the opening match, you're fighting uphill and you're having to root for other teams because you no longer really control your own destiny.
Tessman on the ball. He has FC Dallas's lone goal today. Searching effort over the top. Doesn't find anybody, but he's going to get another opportunity at it. Right footer this time, that's towards Gomez's head. He loses the battle there. But FC Dallas again picking it back up. It's Rayo. He's got Hinojosa to his left. Tries to find him, but that pass is chipped away. Gomez down on the far side of your screen. He gets past his defender and looks like he's going to win the foul. Redzik bringing him down there. No rush to take this, and in fact Villarreal is going to make a change. It's Borja Martinez. Borja Marza Martinez coming in. Shaking the referee's hand. Great game. Thanks, ref.
Carlo Garcia very tired coming out of the match here.
Salutes the fans.
Yeah. Sportsmanship coming out.
We have a substitution for Villareal in the 89th minute. Entering the game is number 15, Borja Martinez.
Free kick. They didn't waste any time in taking that. And it's going to go with FC Dallas as Luis Gonzaga whistled for being a little too aggressive there with Nathan Toledo. Ball back in play for FCD. Minutes ticking up toward that 90th. They're still looking for the equalizer after Galdon's early goal in the second half put the Yellow Submarine up in this first game of the Dallas Cup Supergroup. 40th anniversary of this fantastic tournament. FC Dallas won it a few years ago. They're trying to do so again. The path gets much more difficult if they can't get at least a point out of this game. That's Rayo. He's run into. Referee letting things run.
Much to the dislike of the fans in attendance here on the near side.
Good crowd here at the Cotton Bowl. And they're hoping that FCD will find the equalizer here in the last couple minutes. Will it come through Tessman? Switches field for Hinojosa. He's going to run it down. Challenge there, and it looks like it bounced off him for a goal kick. I mentioned Johan Gomez running all game, and it looks like it might have caught up with him. Is that him down there getting stretched?
Looks like it. Cramping up, calling for the sub.
Training staff's going to come out, make sure he gets some water. We'll also find out here in the next few moments how much stoppage time we have to play. Villarreal with the 2-1 lead as we head toward the final moments of this contest. Be 4 more minutes to play. 4 more minutes for FCD to look for that equalizing goal, the one that would give them the point.
Couple injury stoppages. We had Thomas Roberts was down for a little while.
2 goals as well.
2 goals.
Or excuse me, 1 goal.
Or 1 goal. That got both of us.
And Gomez is giving it all for his team today, but not a great situation for FCD to be in, chasing this game and now currently playing a man down for the moment. There is going to be 1 more modification made. Jesus Sosa is going to come into the game, but he's not in there yet. They're going to be chasing this game for now. Maybe they're going to get an opportunity to get him in with this throw-in. And actually, Gomez is back on the field. Referee's going to ask for the change, though. Sosa will touch the Cotton Bowl field for the first time in this edition of the Dallas Cup. And it is going to be for Gomez. No. Yes, it is.
It's going to run out to the far side. Save some time.
IFAB rules now allow you to exit from wherever you please and actually require it.
You go to the closest white line that you can get. Exterior white line, not the interior.
You can't just run to the box. A lot of rule changes that are going to be in place in June. Already, some of them taking effect here at Dallas Cup. These referees internationally trained, some of the best in the world. Bonilla looking to get the cross in here and does so. There are not many people home, but it's still going to be a corner kick for FCD. And here come the big bodies forward. The fans start to cheer. I sense there's an opportunity here for the equalizer.
Nice job to get around Grajera there on the near side.
See Redzik trying to take it on the far side. He wanted the corner kick. Referee says no, sir. The ball went out on this side, and it's going to be Hinojosa over this one. He's going to strike it with his left foot. Everybody in the box goes in. Header from Villarreal, again defensive header. It's going to be out for another corner kick. Coaching at FC Dallas starts at a young age, as we know. Set piece is one of the most important things that coaches imprint on their young players. We'll see if it can pay off here with what would be a thrilling equalizer. Hinojosa again. In the box. Goalkeeper's out, but Villarreal is going to be able to get it clear. Bonilla has that at his feet. Bonilla, cross in, it's deflected, and finally cleared away by Villarreal. Ball falls back, though, to Fuentes. Fuentes on the ball now. He's got it at his feet. He's going to have to try and chase it here as Villarreal boots it forward. Now the Yellow Submarine with a big chance for a counterattack. FCD had to sell out players, but now it's a 2-on-1 situation. They're playing well here, and it's Burns committing the foul. Penalty, Villarreal.
Dallas really caught with numbers forward, kind of out of position, trying to man mark as Villarreal was going the other way, and Burns did a nice job getting back, at least to be in position with Sosa there, working each other out, but couldn't handle the 1v1 inside the area after making the long run.
So Villarreal is going to emerge with all 3 points from this one. Up 2-1, it's Luis Gonzaga on putting the ball in the penalty spot. Michael Colletti will look to stop it, keep the deficit simply at 1. Gonzaga, the left footer. Referee says time. Goal. Gonzaga calls his teammates over to celebrate, and why not? Villarreal have 3 points from the first game of the Dallas Cup Supergroup. 3-1 Yellow Submarine. FC Dallas with those 2 goals, 1 on each side of the half, conceded to Villarreal, and from there just difficult to get back. Carter, you mentioned tough ask. Looking for that final goal, they get cut out a little bit, and the deficit's going to look a little worse than it probably should.
Yeah, and they had a really nice chance inside the 18 off of those 2 consecutive corners. Really got the ball bouncing around, a couple different looks, some really nice blocks from the Villarreal back line in quick succession there. And it looks like they're lining up almost for an onside kick. All the players are lined up on the center stripe, and as soon as the ball's touched here to kick off, they're all sprinting forward.
I'll see if FC Dallas can pull one back, but Villarreal again in possession here. And the referee blows the whistle. That's going to do it. It's the La Liga Team 3, FC Dallas 1 in this first group game. Work to do still for Chuivera's men. Villarreal celebrates the 3 points. And in typical Dallas Cup style, hugs all around, handshakes, plenty of respect between these two teams. And there should be after the fantastic contest they treated fans to here at the Cotton Bowl. A good game, not the start FC Dallas wanted to. And again, now Chuivera's men have work to do, but they'll get back to work and see what they can do in the rest of this tournament. Villarreal with a fantastic start to the group. They get the 3 points, and they now control their own destiny.
Yeah, difficult road for FC Dallas. They face Querétaro tomorrow, a team that they saw in previous editions of the Dallas Cup Super Group, and then they close it out, at least the group stage out, with Red Bull Brazil on Wednesday. And you have to get all 6 points from those 2 matches if you want to even be in consideration for a semifinal coming out of the week. But a very difficult road ahead, as you said, John, for the FC Dallas U19s after an opening day loss to Villarreal.
The games come fast and furious, and again, FCD will be back in action against Querétaro tomorrow. You can catch that out at MoneyGram Park, Field 5, if you want to head out there at 6. Be more FC Dallas action streamed all throughout the week. You can go to fcdallas.com/tournament week 2019 to figure out where you want to go, what streams you want to watch. You can catch it all. There's just an amazing week of soccer. FC Dallas at all age levels is involved, so plenty of action to catch, including this Dallas Cup team and other teams in the Dallas Cup. Again, you can keep track of all that at fcdallas.com/tournament week 2019.
Yeah, 7 academy teams in action all week long, from all the way from U12 up to U19, this eldest age group of the academy. And then outside of the academy, there's another 11 FC Dallas youth teams in action through Dallas Cup this week, all competing to be a part of the finals next weekend at Toyota Stadium and play on the same field that the first team plays at. Really an incredible experience for any team that gets there, but even more so special for any FC Dallas teams that make it there. The U19s have, like we said, their work cut out if they want to be there next Sunday for the Super Group final, a 3 o'clock kickoff at Toyota Stadium. Villarreal, a solid first step to put their names on the field in that match a week from today.
Catch all the action as well, DallasCup.com, Flow FC partnership, Univision carrying games as well. It's the week of soccer that we mentioned. That's going to do it for our broadcast. For Carter Baum, I'm John Arnold. Take care, have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon.